So I've just come off a coaching call with a client, and I was sharing with her how when we go through an experience, whether negative or positive, how the power of that experience on us isn't actually in the experience itself. The power that experience has on us is actually how we choose to interpret the experience, how we relate to it, how we respond to it, how we share it. It's not in the experience itself. Let me explain. A few years ago, I was at a retreat in Nassau, Bahamas, and I remember we had to share a story of a really awful experience that we went through, and share it exactly the way we would normally share it. And I shared about how I had a business 20 years ago. I had a children's wear shop, and how the business failed, and how the business failed because I was head over heels in debt. I took my family into debt. I was ridden with guilt, with feelings of failure, humiliation, just horrible shame. And I shared about how I had many nights where I lay in bed really thinking of how I could just take myself out of it, to be honest. It wasn't until my mom snapped me out of that nonsense. But that's a story for another day. And when I shared this story in the Bahamas, there were tears, and I took them to the depths of despair about how this was awful and how I felt shame, and were crying. And then we were asked to share a few minutes later the same story, but this time like it was a thriller. So now I shared about how and I lay in bed, and I had dark thoughts, and and then I felt, and then we did that. And then we were asked to share the story like it was Pollyanna, which we did. But here is the thing, we were then asked to share the story like it was a comedy, the same story. So now I shared, can you imagine? Oh my God, I almost took myself out of that. And everyone was laughing like I was telling some kind of joke. Because I was. What's the point, Anna, you may be asking? The point is, the story didn't change. The story didn't change. Well, how I told the story made a difference, not just to me, but also to my audience, to the people I was sharing the story with. So the power of your experience doesn't lie in the experience. The power, in fact, lies within you and how you choose to interpret what happened to you. So you've got the power to flip the script. Happy Tuesday.